Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the FPL Affairs podcast, a podcast that strips back and lays bare our season-long love affair with FPL. In our Game Week 2 Unwrapped, I'm joined by Bossman Lewis, aka the FPL Affairs Lion. We analyse our team selections, the impact they had on our ranks, and the week's admin's good, the bad, and the ugly awards. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for all of our content, and click that bell to receive notifications each time we release something new. Anyway, enough of my small talk. Let's get cracking.
And there's Mo Salah. There goes Haaland. He's on his way again. He's hungry. He's scored. Ice cold precision from Palmer. Kayo Saka! That is a diamond of a goal.
Hello, viewers, to the Game Week 2 Unwrapped episode from me, Matt, aka the FPL Affairs Magpie, and I am delighted to welcome for the first time our Facebook group Bossman, the FPL Affairs Lion himself, Mr. Lewis Greening. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. It's good to finally get on and talk about my average game week. So yeah, looking forward to it.
You planning on turning it around after getting the wooden spoon in the league last season?
Yeah, very determined actually. Yeah, if you couldn't tell.
Well, how did you get on in game week 1, by the way? Did you follow on from your Club World Cup success?
Yes, I had a really good start. Actually, better start than I anticipated because kind of like strategized for about 6 games kind of thing, and had a really good start. And then this week tailed straight back down to where we were
Well,
were last year. So
we'll have a look at that now. Right, okay, game week 2 unwrapped, and let's look at your team first. I
we have to.
think. So how many points did you get game week 1?
It was around 70, maybe bang on 70, but around 70, yeah.
Yeah, so do you want to talk us through, did you roll your transfer into game week?
No, I did Florian Wirtz to Declan Rice, so I had that planned from the beginning. I was always going to take out I had Gakpo and Wirtz, no Salah, and I was always going to take out one of those Liverpool mids to an Arsenal mid game week 2 because Newcastle's quite a tough fixture. So
An
thankfully,
Arsenal.
thankfully, yeah, thankfully
Yeah.
I kept Gakpo over Wirtz, which was always the way I was swaying anyway. But
Mm.
yeah, went along with that, which was good. So that was one highlight. Um, hang on a sec. Oh no, yes, Saliba got 6. Yeah, he was on my bench last week. So the one mistake I made was to put Potts in front of Van de Ven on my bench, and then obviously when Palmer got pulled out in the warm up,
Yeah.
Potts came on for a 1 pointer instead of Van de Ven, who would have come on for a 6. But in all honesty, I didn't think Spurs would keep a clean sheet. So I thought
Mm.
whether I have Potts or Van de Ven as that first sub, I didn't think it would really matter. And I actually thought Potts was going to start because of West Ham's terrible first game. So I really thought he was going to come back in. So I wasn't that bothered about that bench order. But obviously that came back to bite me in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to read through your team for those listening or harder
Yeah.
or
So double Nottingham Forest defence has let me down for the second week in a row. Sells and Nico Williams. Pedro Porro, I didn't mind starting him at City. Obviously more expected an attack and return rather than a clean sheet, but he got me
Mm.
5, which wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, had 8 Norrie, who came off quite early. That was a bit of a sickener, and I've now got to work out whether to keep a hold of him or not. And Saliba, yeah, obviously Saliba got me my 6 points, which was nice. So yeah, not the best back line, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and then in midfield you said you kept Gakpo over
Yeah, so quite
Burns.
luckily, obviously, up until last night, it had been an absolute stinker. And then going into that game last night, I had one player in Gakpo, and I did think there's half a chance he'll get a goal or an assist, but when he popped up with 2 assists after an hour or whatever, that was it feel a bit better, yeah. And then my front line, Watkins and Haaland, two players that you would think would both smash it most weeks. Double blank for them, and obviously Haaland captain. So yeah, that was where I got stung really.
Yeah, so then your total, how many points did you get in total?
41,
Yeah, 41. And let's have a
which
look.
was a stinger. If Van de Ven would have come on for Potts and I would have got through this week on 45, then that would have been a bit more comfortable. But yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So there's the data we found
Yeah,
from live FPL.
yeah,
Yep. So your safety score was around 58.
yeah, yeah. I was
Um,
quite way off that in the end.
yeah. I think I think you're not the only one with that. And you'd got, yeah, so from that first game week, you were just inside the top million,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it's dropped you
So
down to,
basically, instead of having instead of having two average weeks, I had a really good week and then a really bad week, and now that's kind of put me sort of bang average really.
yeah, teetered out.
But I haven't used any chips yet, which is one
Mm.
plus, I suppose.
That's semi sidestepping, which actually I'll save it for the lessons learnt slide because I did put on there about
Okay,
early chips. Um,
okay,
so moving on to mine,
yeah.
I really don't want to talk about
Oh
this.
wow, you did worse than me. I didn't know that.
Mm, yeah, so I had bang average first week.
Yeah,
I think I was
yeah.
maybe 2 points behind my safety score. So
Okay,
um, I was about 4 million or just under 4 million
yeah.
overall rank. And then this one was horrible.
Yeah,
Simply,
Esteve, he was probably most people's highest scoring defender this week, wasn't he? Esteve.
yeah,
Um,
that's the crazy thing. In my whole entire squad, he was the
yeah.
highest player.
Did you
So
have did you have Dubravka on the bench or did
yeah,
you not have? So you
yeah,
could have gone for that. You could have doubled up on that Burnley defense if you.
yeah. But I thought,
But I mean,
well,
yeah,
because of because of the opening game week and looking at how
100%.
Burnley's Burnley's
Yeah.
result, albeit at Tottenham,
Hmm.
Sunderland's result, Chelsea's result, West Ham's result, it was just the thought of
Got a lot of people off that
Sanchez is
3-0.
safe fit and
Yeah.
could
And
double Burnley be a bit risky, but I should have put my faith in the
well, no,
form.
but I mean, on paper, I think you probably made the right call. Bit unlucky. I mean, Dubravka you've got there is just a placeholder, really. Anyway, you probably don't
Mm,
plan to play him ever, so I
I
don't think
got
you can have
yeah,
too many.
I got bench jam of putting Porro
Okay. Yeah, he come
first
on for
sub.
Palmer. Yeah.
So Palmer going off meant I got Porro's points. And my main decisions really going into this game week were I was playing 3-5-2. That
Yeah.
that was non-negotiable.
Hmm.
Um, my front two, Strand and Watkins. My third one is Fulkrug of West Ham. And I think after his performance in game week one or results, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna bench him.
Bench. Okay.
And my main
You would
headaches
you would have
was,
been you'd have been pleased to see his goal disallowed. Then I take it.
mm,
Were you
yeah,
watching the game?
I wasn't, no, but
Okay, but
my,
I had on the radio. I was in the car, but Fulkrug scored, and it sounded like a legitimate goal to begin with, and then yeah, then it got pulled up and checked. It
yeah,
was a really tight one, I
I,
think.
I saw it on Match of the Day, and they did the virtual uh,
Lines, yeah.
thing, and it's like an
What was
elbow,
he like a toenail or something?
yeah,
Yeah.
something really
Well, actually, yeah,
like,
you're probably quite pleased to see that in the end. So yeah,
uh, yeah. But the reason I put Porro ahead of him was again the chance of defensive contributions
yeah,
and attacking return set pieces.
yeah,
That's that sort of thing, and that Tottenham have got a half decent record against Man City. They're like Pep's
Yeah,
bogey team,
yeah, there is always that.
so that's why I put in there. But reading mine out, Sanchez in goal with 3 points. Murillo, that was frustrating, a late yellow card, and Forest
Mm.
not maintaining the
They've conceded one goal in both games, which is so annoying, isn't it? When you've got double, especially
mm,
like me, double defence just to concede one is,
yeah.
and they shouldn't have conceded against Brentford either. So that was frustrating. Yeah,
My yeah, the fifth defender I've got is Anderson of Fulham, and he got DEFCON this week. So
twice in a row, I think for him. I think he might have had that 2 weeks in a row.
um uh, and I'd chosen Richards ahead of him because I was thinking Forest Palace,
Yeah,
more
that could.
likely for
Yeah,
a
they were at
0-0.
home. What? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um Estev 6 pointer, Porro's bench jam 5 points, Salah's 110th minute assist.
mate. Honestly,
Riz,
Salah captain has just been so jammy these first two games.
mm,
Like, I mean, in fairness, the reason you own him is because he does play 90 minutes every week. Da da da. But he's just been so non-existent. Like last night, I kept saying to my brother, I was watching it with him, I was like, is Salah even playing in this game? Like he was so non-existent. And when you're playing a team like Newcastle, that they defended him. I think Livramento's done that a couple of times against Salah. He's kind of really,
yeah, in the
really
Carabao
come
Cup
up with it.
final, Salah was
Yeah,
non-existent entirely.
yeah.
And stats wise for the game last night, actually, I think when there was maybe only about 10 minutes left or something, they said
Hmm.
the lowest number of, it might have just been under slot, I'm not sure, but it said the
Okay.
fewest number of shots on goal, not necessarily on target,
Yeah.
were six. And at that point, Newcastle had restricted them to four. And
Mad.
um, in between Ekatike's goal at the start of the second half and the goal right at the very end, Liverpool had
Yeah.
had not a single shot in between.
It's crazy, wasn't it? Newcastle.
Nothing.
I loved the energy. That midfield three. I know Tonali came off at some point, but that midfield three is just so combative and solid, and they just even with 10 men. But I don't know what Howe did tactically, but he still managed to keep them quite compact and just.
Mm,
I mean, Liverpool didn't play well, but that was just because Newcastle didn't let them play well, and
mm.
obviously a signature at the end. But yeah, Salah is Salah.
Yeah, no doubt that will be mentioned in a moment. But going back to my team, yeah, I got
Yeah.
2 points from Reinders, who I had put in my final draft, so he hasn't been a transfer in. So that was happy last
Oh,
week.
okay.
But then he is only a 5.5 million mid, so he's allowed some blanks, however
Yeah.
frequently. Um, Bruno's missed penalty is frustrating because if you think since for missed penalties they get deducted two
Minus.
points,
Yeah.
that one kick,
Yeah. It's such a swing, isn't it?
it's a 7 point swing. It's either a
Yeah.
gain of five or a loss of two.
Yeah.
And
Then bonus, etc. On top of that.
yeah,
Uh,
so
a good mate of mine had him captain, and yeah, he was sick as a pig.
because he would have got the two appearance points, the 2 points for DEFCON, the 5 points
Yeah,
for the penalty,
yeah.
and would have got at least a
Whatever
couple of,
bonus. Yeah,
yeah. So you'd be looking at what, 11, 12 points
yeah.
possibly, just
Just from
that
one kick, and
one
even
kick.
yeah, it's insane. Very fine margins. But what was your opinion on the referee incident? Do you think that played any part, or do you think he should have just got on with it and stuck it in?
Well, I'd seen his interview before I actually watched the replay of
Okay,
it,
incident. Yeah,
and it was just him blaming the referee for missing is like the headline, and I was
yeah.
like, "Come on, seriously?" And then I
Mm,
watching it on Match of the Day and saw it and was like, "What exactly was he complaining about?" Then
yeah,
another angle and slight, and it's thinking if like from when I was younger and I played and I was half decent at
yeah,
um, penalties
yeah,
was very much along the lines of right that if you get the distraction, then he should have just started his
routine again. Yeah,
routine
but so he
again.
did do that. He did actually do that, but he ended up making more of a meal out of it than it needed to be. So as he put the ball down and stepped back, the ref, he wasn't looking that way anyway. He was sort of, it was just like the ref obviously didn't mean to do it. He was just coming around to get in position. They were both looking in different directions. They bumped into each other. It was a minor incident, like
Mm,
wasn't the ref's fault, but Bruno's obviously quite dramatic, isn't he? So he was milking it, but he made a bigger deal out of it than it needed to be. So by the time he stepped up and took the penalty, like it had built up a lot more drama than he
mm,
needed. So yeah, I think he can only really blame himself for that. But yeah, you Fernandez, Anderson, you had Anderson as well. He was another one DEF CON off getting that
two
extra two
week,
points again, wasn't
2 weeks
he?
running.
Yeah,
So
two
I had
weeks
him
running.
benched.
I had an eye on it, and I think he was on. He might have been on 7 or 8 quite early, like after like an hour. So I was like,
Mm.
okay, we're looking good
I think
here.
he
He
might.
should.
I think he might have been on 7 at half time.
Yeah, literally. So I'm like, okay, well, we're looking good here, and he just got stuck on 11 again. It's like, oh. um, yeah, and then your front two, Watkins and Strand Larson,
Yeah. So the opening two
who's
game
just scored a
weeks,
brace. Strand
opening two
Larson,
game weeks, I have
yeah,
not, because I played 3-4-3 in the first game week, and
hmm
then two up top this one. So two games I have not had a single return of any kind from my front line.
it's
Um,
insane, isn't it?
and I was when finalising my first draft, I was very much, and one thing I learned from last season was I thought I'll try and cover Palmer with Nkunku, and I'll try and cover the Liverpool defence with Kwanzaa, I think it was, because Dave and
Yeah,
Mick had said, yeah, after pre-season he should be nailed, and then
he
Nkunku's on the
dropped us.
bench, and Kwanzaa gets taken off at half time. So then
Yeah,
game week two, I've got two fires to burn to put out pretty
straight
much
away. Yeah,
straight away. So this season, I was very much going and thinking, right, I want to have nailed players,
yeah,
maybe one, and Reinders was for me
the one risk. Yeah,
yeah, risk. But then they'd said
mm,
because of injuries, he was nailed for
pretty much.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
And that the last game of preseason, he scored two goals in the first half, and there was the link between he was like going to be the new Gundogan, how Gundogan was when
yeah,
he was like really cheap and just playing in a sort of number 10 role.
yeah. For City,
Um,
which is insane. Yeah,
so, but I mean, even what's strange is my ranking details will go on to in tip. Well, actually, we'll just go on to them now.
okay,
So I finished the week with 37 points. Safety score was 53. 11 points on the bench, which was six from Dubravka, four from Anderson of Fulham,
yeah,
one from Fulkrug, yeah,
yeah,
um, which sent me from an old rank of 4.1 million to 7 million, which is a drop of 66%. And a
yeah.
game week rank itself of
The margins are just so
8.2.
tight at the moment. Like, obviously, you'll know this more than I do because you've played longer than me. But these early ranks just don't mean anything. Like, you can move 3 million places with the kick of a ball. So, like, until
Mm.
you're game week 6, game week 8, game week 10, honestly, it's just they don't really mean anything at this point.
And even sort of after how badly this weekend's gone, and
Yeah.
looking at the squad I've got, I'm not. I look at it on paper or on screen, and I don't dress. It doesn't shout out. There's mistakes everywhere.
Mm.
There's not like Forest, like Chelsea defense has been solid of late, proven in the Club World Cup. So I'm happy with Sanchez.
Yeah.
Dubravka's the only 4 4.0 playing goalkeeper. I'm happy with that. My defense, Forest are quite solid in at the back,
Yeah.
albeit they've conceded one in each game. Palace are quite solid
Yeah.
at the back. Estev's a placeholder. Porro, don't need to say about that. Salah,
Yeah.
Reinders is at Man City. Bruno's generally, he's got avenues for points across all round because he got DEFCON
Yeah.
points this week, set pieces, so on. I think he'll probably still,
Anderson's going to tick over at his cheap
yeah.
price. Yeah.
Um, Strand Larson as well. Keep looking at content creators, and there's always seems to be at the moment this mention of, well, with Wolves fixtures, Strand Larson's got, is best at that price point.
Okay.
And well, he's scored twice in the cup tonight, I think.
Yeah.
And again with Watkins, he started slowly last season, but the last two seasons in their entirety, he's outscored Haaland both times. So it's
Watkins, he will score goals. It's a
yeah,
very small sample size at the moment. Like these players, you know, you don't look after 2 games, look after 15 games, and you'll see that Watkins will have scored goals. That's just a fact.
yeah, and
So
that's the
not the best week, but yeah.
no, it will brush it off, push it off, move on. So,
Okay.
uh, spoiler alert because we're using Zoom. I haven't got
Hmm.
the fancy animations of doing the PowerPoint this way, but yeah, the Game Week 2 admin awards, the good this week went to the FPL
Yeah.
Affairs Peacock Andrew Farnaby for getting the highest total of 62 points. I was struggling
Okay.
to differentiate between one's finding ins and outs because usually to decide, I look at transfers in and transfers out, and if people have taken hits, if people haven't, like you got
Yeah.
good last week because you were the only one in the admin to go for eight Nori
Hmm.
and a Man City defense. So
What is it
yeah,
this week then?
but I felt he was deserved with that with some of the decisions he made, and I think
Was there
he's a salary
anything yeah, was there a specific thing that he did, or was it just just had a good overall score?
good overall score.
Mm.
And yeah, he's got a lot because he's gone without Salah and I think possibly without Holland as well. It's
Okay.
he's got a
It's worked out for
balance
him. Yeah.
between
He
the two
I
and
saw
it remains.
that he benched the Leeds keeper, which was sensible. So
Mm. And the bad this week is goes to the FPL Affairs hot dog, Mr. Martin
who's that
Murray.
again? Oh, it was
And
Mark, was it?
yeah, and
Bless him. He had got yeah, go on.
the reason being he captained Verts. That was the reason
Oh, okay. I
because
yeah.
because Verts hadn't looked great in the first game, looked as if
Mm.
it's potentially going to be, is he going to be the one that's influential for the team, but
Three
as an
assist guy.
FPL
Yeah.
asset is rubbish
Yeah.
because he's always like doing the creative, but is like
Yeah.
the assister of the assister.
Yeah.
And
He's not on the end
then
of the fin. Yeah. Yeah.
after game week one and Newcastle's defensive performance and the intensity, you just think you don't captain
Mm.
someone in their second Premiership game.
Away at
Yes, a lot
Newcastle
of
was brave.
yeah,
Was brave. It was brave.
and a lot of people, myself included, captain Salah in that game, but
Mm.
I was unsure whether to or not because of Salah's performance in the first game.
You
But
had the
then it
armband
was
on Reinders. You had the armband on Reinders during the week, didn't you? Do you
yeah,
remember?
yeah.
And
At one point I did,
I
but
thought fair
then
play. Like yeah. And then you obviously bottled it a bit before the
mm,
deadline came. But
a mixture.
but
But it
like
was also looking at Salah's record against Newcastle
yeah.
and the fact that I've got no other Liverpool assets.
Hmm.
So it would be
At the end of the
therefore,
day, they ended up scoring 3 goals. So on paper, it was a good, it was a solid pick. You
yeah.
you, you just got one assist in the end, but
Mm,
Liverpool are always going to score a few goals, and more than likely he's going to be in the mix. But I don't know if you saw Mark's team, but I had a quick look through the admin teams on Sunday, and he had Welbeck up front, and he had Pickford on the bench, I believe. So when Welbeck missed that penalty, not only did Welbeck then score him 0 points, his keeper that was on the bench racked up a 16 pointer. So he would have been spitting feathers, I'm sure, at that point. But yeah, the
mm,
captain pick was there. was out there. Let's put it that way.
And the ugly, which was easy last week with Kieran triple captain
I'm bowing you.
Bowen, but self-confessed volunteer for the ugly this week is the FPL Affairs Weasel himself, and
What did Paul do?
he actually gave me two reasons. Um, his first one was unsuccessful bench boost this week.
Okay.
Um,
Was that just bad luck because of the Palmer stuff, or did he just have bad players on the bench?
the latter, I think. And I
Okay.
tried checking on live FPL, but if the bench boost is active, it doesn't actually show it as part of the.
Okay.
Um,
I can get it up here. Hold on. Yeah. Oh no, bit of both. So he had Palmer, which was obviously unlucky. He had Dorgu, who didn't get a clean sheet. He had Josh King, who just got a 2-pointer, and then obviously Dubravka. So, I mean, 10 points isn't the worst bench boost, but you'd be looking for 15 really at least, I think.
and his second reason,
Yeah.
and this, if anyone watching saw the Game Week 2 team selection video that we released Friday morning,
Mm.
is he we put up three slides, option A, option B, option C. His option A was to roll. Option B was Potts one transfer, Potts to King and bench boost in game week 2. Or option 3 was to roll and then do two transfers into and a bench boost into game week 3. So we looked at them, looked at fixtures, discussed it, and I said to him, right, I said go for A or C. And I said for and reasons given largely because they both involved rolling the transfer and
Which is always a good move if you can.
the small sample size,
Yeah.
as well as based on the results of game week 1, that Burnley Sunderland fixture was going to be a lot harder to call. And
Yeah.
I'd selected my squad with the thoughts of, right, depending how game week 1 goes, I could bench boost game week 2 or not. But I would definitely roll from game week 1 into game week 2. So I said to Paul, go for one, go for option A or option C, but don't go for B. What does he
And you
do?
go for me.
He goes for option B. So yeah, he said for his bench boost and for not listening to me last week.
Yeah. He's only got himself to blame there, mate.
Yeah, yeah,
The
true.
thing is, I think King was looking like a decent 4.5 option,
Mm,
and I wasn't sure what the situation was with Smith Rowe and Pereira because they were obviously both playing quite a lot last year, and I don't even know who this kid was to be honest with you. But the fact that Smith Rowe has now come on and scored, it doesn't
mm,
look good for King potentially going forward. So, but yeah, I mean, there isn't really any 4.5 mid that's stood out as a complete bargain yet. I think Sarr at 5 million is looking to me like probably the best cheap one if you could fit him in somehow.
mm.
But yeah, no, the not the best week from
Right.
Weasel.
We might have to um
Do you want to jump on a sec? Do you need to jump on a second one, or will this is this going to run out,
yeah, we could
or can we
jump on
go
a
for a
second one as we're changing slides. So we'll
changing?
do the same. We're
It's
on
up to you, mate. How long does it say we've got left?
what it's on 31, 32 minutes. Um, but
Oh,
I've got a
just
funny
crack on,
feeling
just crack on.
the lessons
Go on.
learned slide will be um
Just let's crack on, and then if we have to do it, restart it for the last bit, then we will. All right.
all right. So you faced Kieran in his 5-star crystal ball challenge last week, which I think you got 0 stars each, but for player points, yours far smashed him.
Oh, really? I can't even remember who I picked, but
Mm.
yeah. fair.
I think your player's racked up 35 points and he's got 8.
All I remember is that I picked Henderson as the keeper, I think, and he obviously got a clean sheet at
Mm.
Chelsea. But yeah,
So,
so who's it this week?
well, this week it was between Kieran and he challenged me.
Oh,
So
okay,
he went for the game week's best overall player. He went for Watkins, I think. Um,
right,
differential. I'll have to get it up. Actually, my
yeah,
mind's
it's
gone
fine.
blank. And this was something that Mohammed's actually put in his newsletter, which hopefully will
Yeah,
be out in the next couple of days.
his, his
Days.
newsletters his newsletters are brilliant, aren't they? I love them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's why I felt an extra just to expand it slightly this season
Hmm.
because the posts he put in the group just summarizing the week were really good.
Yeah,
No, I can't find it. Kieran put it. Oh,
most saves,
I know where
highest
because
defender.
I mm,
When I read question 5, when you sent it to me last week, I wasn't 100% sure what that meant, but I presume it just meant pick a midfielder or forward that will score double digits.
mm,
Um,
right. So Kieran voted for this week. His
yeah,
predictions
yeah,
was Watkins because of his record against Brentford as the
yeah,
best overall player.
okay.
Differential Evan Nilsson, as he thought he'd get some sort of return against Wolves
Is
after
he
we
is
beat.
he under 5? Is he under 5% of a Nielsen?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Um,
Yeah, that was good. That was
he
a good shout. Unlucky.
he went with Perry, the Leeds keeper at Arsenal.
Don't think he saved one, did he?
Um,
Yeah. Carry on.
no, I don't think he did. Game week's highest scoring defender, he went with Gabriel. And double digit midfield forward, he couldn't decide between Watkins and Gyökeres.
And he went with.
So um, yeah, he was disputing, saying that Barry had said we could pick two for that.
So did he lock
That
one in eventually, or did he
question.
he left it as two?
He got if we're lenient with the double digit midfield forward having two options, he got Gyökeres because he got double digits. Um,
Okay.
I went with best overall player. I went with Saka. Did get a return, but then had the injury. Differential top performer, so under 5%. I went Odegaard, which didn't work. Most saves, I went the same route as Kieran with Perry. Game
Yeah.
week's highest scoring defender. I decided to go a bit rogue, and I went with Milenkovic for that one.
Hmm.
Because I thought against Palace, likely for DEFCON and
He's a
uh,
threat, isn't he, from set pieces as well?
threat from set pieces, which is the most the best chance
Mm.
you've got of scoring
Getting a
against
big one, yeah.
Palace.
Mm.
So I thought I'd go a bit rogue rather than just
Yeah.
selecting an Arsenal defender and double digit midfield forward. I
Who
went
did
a
you
bit
go for?
rogue with that. I thought I'd stick with the Villa aspect, but I went Rodgers just because of it's an extra goal from midfield.
They've been
Um,
disappointing, haven't they? 2 games, no
yeah.
goals. It's not looking good.
So
Does
that
Kieran nick that then, or is it a draw?
So, how can you get in touch? Where can you find us? Our email address is lowercase fplaffairs@gmail.com. On X, our user handle is at fplaffairs. Facebook, the group link is in our description on the YouTube video channel. And alternatively, you could search the Facebook group for FPL Affairs. We should pop straight up. Our YouTube channel is /at FPL Affairs, and the Spotify links are generally found at the bottom of the video. or on Spotify, you could search up FPL Affairs. There may still be time to join our leagues if you haven't already. The classic league code is 12RRCG, or the classic code is lowercase I 6NQNB. Unfortunately, the head-to-head league is now closed as the season has started. Well, that's myself and FPL Affairs Lion Lewis sharing our teams, but because we couldn't stop talking, we carried on and thought we'd release the lessons learned more as talking points in our next video. So all that's left to say is keep your FPL Affairs under wraps. Don't forget to like and subscribe.